Good evening, everybody. So let us start our lecture this evening. And today is April 1st, right? So you see our schedule. According to our schedule, so your test 1, test 2 will be on 6th. Okay, 6th. Okay, so next Tuesday, right? 6th will be next Tuesday. Okay, so on Tuesday there is no class. So you will be taking your test during your class time. Okay, so I have post study guide, and in D2L also I posted a test. Did you have a chance to look at it? Look at it. Okay. So in the page here, so please read the instructions. So please read the instruction from here. And in my last lecture, I discussed a program like this. Okay. And also please practice this program. Almost similar program. Okay, so it is something like different. Okay, and try to practice this with different value over here. So y, so it's a plus y plus 2, y minus 2. So y plus 1, y minus 1, y plus 5, y minus 5. What happens? Try to understand. Okay, and I discussed a recursive function in last lecture, power function, and this one also practice this one. So this, let me see what this says. Using a choice of language, you write a recursive method, C++ or Java, that takes two integer type parameters, x and y, and calculate the sum of all of the first numbers starting at x. Okay, I think you should understand the English. So what it says, for instance, if you enter two numbers, 2 and 3. So okay, so then it will start with 2 and then it will go next three numbers, increase by 1. So it will add 2 plus 3 plus 4, next three numbers, starting from 2, and it will go next three numbers, 2 plus 3 plus 4, then it will submit 9. And then if you start for first number is x equal to 4 and y equal to 2, then it will return the sum of 4 plus 5. Oh, sorry, you didn't see it? You should tell me. You're supposed to tell me. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Okay, I please follow the power function that I discussed. And if you can do that, then you should be able to do this. And if you do this, you should be able to do that one. Okay, and this one is just for this one, you are asked to write the output. Okay, so let us see this code should be similar. On the left side is Java code and the right side is C# code. So the left side code, it has a method, a static method, has issues. So then it has first print line place 1, and then it has a double type variable x equal to something divided by 0. So an exception will happen here, right? An exception will happen here, and then so this statement will not be printed. Okay, then if you call this method, so since it will create an exception, so you should create in try and catch block. You call this method within try and catch block. So in the try block, if you catch this method, call this method, and in the catch block, what will happen? So first of all, let us see. It says array index out of bound exception, E. E is an object of this type, and then if it catches this type of exception, then what it will do, then it will display this one, place 3. Right? So let us see our code. So according to our code, will this kind of exception happen? What kind of exception will happen over here? Divide by 0, right? This is not array index out of bound exception, right? Okay. So then this exception will not be, this statement will not be executed. But this is the exception, E here over here. So will this type of exception happen? Yes. Why? Yes, please speak out loudly. There are some people online, so that yes, someone says that this type of exception will not happen because it is not array out of, there is no array operation, right? If I have an array operation over here, and then if I exceed the index, then it will happen this kind of exception. Okay, but remember that the exception hierarchy classes, the exception class is the top level, right? And array index of bound exception, the divide by 0 exception, arithmetic exception, those are the subclasses, right? So this exception will be top level, so it covers all of this. So then it will happen, right? So then this line will be printed. Okay, you understand? So let me copy and paste this code and see. Oh, recursive. Sorry, this is not exception. Exception. Okay, give me this name. And let us go C#. Okay, I just copied and pasted the code. So where is the format? Okay, there's a format over here. Okay, so if I run this, so this line will be executed, and after that, this line will be executed. Okay, so this one will be executed, plus 1, this one, and this one will be skipped since an exception happens over here and there is a try block, and this one will not be happen since this is not the kind of exception, but this will be executed. I'm sorry. Okay, I want to, okay, format selection, format document. Okay, I got it. Okay, now I have a question. What will happen if I give that exception top and then get a letter this exception? Nothing will change. Okay, apparently it seems nothing will be changed, but there is there any language to language variation? I think there should be an error. Error is that this is the top level. When I call this exception, yeah, I got that. When I call this exception, it covers already this exception. So let me open. You understand? The exception is a high level class, parent class, right? And this is the subclass, and this is superclass. That means the top level class, right? So if you call the top level class, then you don't have any way to call the subclass first. So all the subclasses should be called first. Subclass exception, okay? You can write this now. Write it down. Like this is I remember this like an anecdotal story. Like okay, you write it down. Then let me tell my story. I think then if you listen my story, then you will never forget this. So you live in a family, right, with your parents, right? Okay. If some of our relatives invites you, some of our relatives invite you, your whole family. Okay. Tell your dad, someone invites your dad and tell your dad that your whole family is invited for their house on the weekend. Then are you included there? Are you included in the invitation? Yes, right? Then in that case, you are not required to give a separate invitation, right? You are already invited, right? There is no need that you will be invited again, right? But if someone invites you and maybe your sister and maybe your mom, not your dad, then not whole family, right? You understand? If someone invites you only, for example, or your brother or your sister, but not whole family, then in that case, maybe your father is not invited, right? You understand? So your father should have different or separate invitation to join in the party, right? So if you remember this, I think you will be remember that if you are asked, if your family, your parents are invited, and if parents are called that your whole family is invited, then you don't need to get invitation separately, right? So that means the top level, your parent is this is a parent level, right? This top level. If it is called, then you should not call the bottom level, lower level. Let us double check this one with resource base. Okay, so you see that exception handling? Exception class is the upper level class. So these are like runtime exception, IO exception, file not found exception, index out of bound exception, array index out of bound exceptions, illegal argument exception, arithmetic exception, number format exception. These are the subclasses, right? So if you call this exception, so everything is included. All the subclasses are included, okay? So you don't need to, you cannot call other. But so for instance, if you want to call this exception one time, another one this one, or another one on this one, It is possible because you see that this chart is clumsy for this is the same level. So illegal, arithmetic exception, and area out of bound exception. These are same level. This you see that this one it goes here. Okay. So if any top level exception is called, for instance, if you call runtime exception over here, right? It says runtime exception. In my program, if I call instead of exception over here, if I call runtime exception, then this exception is under runtime exception, so still it will get error, some kind of error. Okay, because this exception is under the runtime exception, right? So, but in the other way, if I go other way, this one, it will good, right? Then lower level first, then this one, it will go fast. I can have one more level over here, right? The parent, the great parent is missing over here, so I can have exception over here. So this E is an object, so it is not used over here. So I can say E dot, it says trace track or something. Trace, TRACE. Print this one, print stack trace. It prints whatever so variable. This one you can give any variable name. You can give say 2, then you can say over here 2. You can give it 3. You can tell it 3 is variable object actually. 1. Now can you please tell me what will be our output? Whose exception will be caught? This one will not be caught, right? So then my exception is here arithmetic exception, right? So is arithmetic exception is a direct subset of this one or this one? Who is the immediate parent?
The third one?
This one?
No, the last one.
Last
E3.
One? I don't think. Let us see. Let me show you output. Then okay. What is that called? Okay. So 1 and 4. So is that, let me say this print stack state, it shows what is the stack value. Stack, it contains the error message. So actually it is contained in the error message arithmetic operation. So if I get rid of this, easy that we can see that output over here easily. Okay, so here you see this it did not come. The reason is that, let me show you again. You see that for our exception is happen actually arithmetic exception, right? So who is the immediate parent of arithmetic exception? Runtime exception, right? So it will look for immediate parent. The rule of thumb is that if you have your own money, you will use your money for inheritance. If you do not have your money, then you will ask your parent. Okay. Then if your parent's money is not sufficient, and then you will ask your grandparent. But you cannot bypass your parent, you cannot directly go to your grandparent. Okay, you will look for immediate one. Remember that one time we use super keyword, super method. Whenever we create an exception class, super method is called immediate parent class. Okay, so I want to give it to you. Okay, today I have a rush. I have to leave by 7:30. So I'm not converting this one to Java, C#. I think you can easily convert it to C#, right? There are few minor changes, so please practice it. Okay. Please practice it, okay? So only a few changes you need to do for C#. Okay, now next one. Okay. Main change is here, system.out. I think you can do it, okay? But quickly, I can put this code over here so that people are not confused. Hey, Okay. What is the next question? Okay. Next question is write a custom exception called bad stuff. Okay. And it must take a message. Okay. Did I discuss how to create own exception? Custom exception, example 1 Java, I think this one. Okay. Okay, so in our last lecture, previous lecture, maybe we discussed this, okay? So let me copy and paste this, and easy that I can go over there. Okay, write a custom exception called bad stuff. So this will be my bad stuff. My exception name will be, instead of my exception, it will be bad stuff, right? Okay, bad stuff. So this is the constructor. I need to make it bad stuff. Okay, and this is the exception. If it happens, then bad stuff exception will happen. Okay, so question says that it must take a message. How does an exception takes a message? You can say, it can say my message. You can say two things. How's that gone? Okay, it should be gone. So this is what it is. It is sending this exception to string, whatever message it gets, to the exception class, to the super class. Okay, but this is directly it is getting exception. For instance, here public string my message, string message, whatever the message is whatever message you say this one. Okay, and let us see what is the next part. So next part, it says write a method get numbers who is prompt the user for 5 numbers. If the user enters 7 at any point, throws a bathtub exception with message joins. Okay, it's funny. Okay, let me do something and you will do something. Let me 30 in 20 minutes. I need to say. Okay, we need another method, get a number method. Get numbers method. It takes prompt user, okay, for 5 numbers or 1 number is fine, whatever you say. Okay, it says number 5. It should be maybe number 5 or 5, whatever it says. Like, let us put a prompt to get 1 number, then fine. Okay. So let us do that in the main method. Oh, class, sorry, not in this class, main class. Okay, so public get numbers. This is my number. Okay, and it says it which prompt the user for numbers. Oh, please do not try to control me, please. Please don't try to share your screen. Woman is trying, please don't. Okay. Enter a number. Let us start with 1 number, then you can go 5 number, no problem. Okay, how can we enter a number? Deal with them by printing their message if any of the other line number 26 we got to give 5. So enter number 5. If I enter not 5, okay, I got it. If L equal to 5, then print this, else. Okay, now it has become easier. Okay. Finally, it is finally. Okay, so if I enter 5, then it will go to if block. Then you say you enter 5. Otherwise, if I do not enter 5, for instance, Okay, for your test, I will ask to make the problem simpler. Okay, not that much complicated. For instance, 9. So then not equal to 5. Okay, this message is not equal to 5. This message is passing, right? Not equal to 5. So then, so object dot get message and object dot, this is that object dot. Okay, I don't need this one, is easy. Okay. Okay, now this is. So if I do not enter 5, for instance, if I enter 2, I'm sorry, why did I enter 2? I need to enter 2 over here. Okay, so then you see their object dot get message is this get message method will call the constructor, this constructor, this exception class with the message you passed. Okay, so now if I think I do not need this one. This program should work. And now let me run it freshly and then let me give it to it. Okay, so if I enter a number 5, then it is printing the number 5. Then if it is 5, then it's working. Okay, then if it is not 5, then else block, right? Then for instance, if I enter any number that is not 5, then that you will get this message, whatever message I pass. Okay, so for instance, -5, I enter. Okay, so then it will come to else block, and else block it is calling the exception. Okay, and then what will happen? This exception, this message will pass to the constructor, and I will get this one. Even I believe I can say exception over here. I can say exception class. Let me double check if it works with the exception. Oh, I did mistake. It should be n. -5. Yes. So even I do not need the finally block. It is not asking me to write the finally block of this question. Let me make it concise and pass it to you. Okay. So this program for this one is the interpolation C#. You can do it. And finally it is working. Okay. Two things I think I can do. I can call the this if else within this method, within main method, or within here. Okay. So let me do this version first, and then I can go another version. So if I enter 5, then there is no exception is happening, right? If I do not enter 5, then exception is happening, and try block, it is calling this exception, throwing this exception with this message, and this message is printed with this object, whatever you say object number, you can say E over here, simply E, that is fine. E dot get message, whatever it has. So then this is the message. I can say you did not enter 5. So this will be message printing over here. So I need to run it. So -5, then you did not enter 5. Okay, so I'm sharing this one with you. Please practice this one for your test. And I need to convert this into C#. Okay, so please spend some time to convert this C# into C#. In previous week, I discussed how to write a method in C#. It's a little bit different way. So I have my C#. We need a different way. Oh, I'm out of charge. We have a different way to do this. Please follow this one to convert that program, okay? Or maybe by the weekend I can post that one. Okay, one more thing that you can try at home, that here you can call the exception here in the main method also. Try catch block, you can do in main method. Maybe in the weekend I will give the different version. Okay, has anyone any question so far? Okay, please practice this program, okay, for the test. Okay, thank you. Please be ready for the test.